Hi, this here is a video response to Karin Pouw, and specifically to Karin Pouw. I only want Karin Pouw to listen to this video. And it's basically about the letter that she wrote about Jamie DeWolf to the LA paper about Asimov's article. And the interesting thing that got to me was Karin Pouw is coming out with these statements as though they're actually factual. Well, in actual fact, they're not. Karin, check your facts if you're allowed to. Hubbard was a writer, one of the giants of the golden age of pulp fiction during the Great Depression. He was a writer, but one of the giants? No, I don't think so. He actually wasn't that good. Have you read the stuff? Have you actually read it? He had a reputation for being able to finish a story as the publisher waited in the lobby downstairs. So he could churn these out. He churned out these penny dreadfuls. That was the level he was at. He wasn't making any money at it. He was declared bankrupt in 1952. So he wasn't making much money at Dianetics either, was he? Anyway, let's go on to the New York Times bestsellers in the 1980s. They only made the New York Times bestseller list because Scientologists bought them to get them there. That's like cheating. Karin, that's like cheating. Just a second, I'm going to drink some tea because I can. You won't get this in the Sea Org. So, his works are published in all these languages and they sold millions of copies. Do you realise that most of the people who buy a copy of a Dianetics book or a Scientology book buy it because they believe that if they buy it, they'll be able to get away from the pushy, obnoxious people who are trying to sell them the bloody book that they don't want to buy anyway. And I've even spoken to little old ladies who buy the book because they thought it was the only way they'd ever get out of the place. So that's pretty good legacy there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, he travelled the world and into the Far East in the 1920s. Actually, he went on holiday with his mum. Period. That's it. He didn't do any travelling. He didn't sleep with Mongolians, bandits. All the rest of it was completely made up. His own diaries left out all that bit if it did happen. Okay, he did join the Explorers Club, that much is factual, but he actually wrote truthful accounts in the diaries there, which are quite illuminating if anyone cares to go and take a look. When he was a naval officer in the Second World War, he actually was kicked out. He lost his position due to incompetence. He almost started a war with Mexico. He bombed a magnetic deposit, claiming it was a Japanese submarine. Nobody else in the entire flotilla saw it, but Ron saw it. So this is the man. I mean, you've said all these things, and I'm just countering what you've said, because what you said. Okay, a licensed pilot at the advent of aviation. He had a glider pilot's license for 3 months. That's not the same as being a licensed pilot. Yeah, it goes on. Anyway, then you go on from there then to talk about how wonderful. Hang on a second, I'm actually looking for it here. About how wonderful Scientology is and one of the wonderful things that Scientology does. The church and its members work to create a better society for one and all. Okay, they say they work to create a better society and they get money of Scientologists to supposedly create this better society, but they actually don't do it. Karin, you must know this because you're in a high position. You must know that the money raised, like a 20-second Super Bowl ad? Hello? What's that going to do? Okay, and then you say drug prevention. Okay, here's an example. You claim to have handed out thousands of leaflets in the centre of Dublin, truth about drugs. You didn't hand out as many as you thought you did. And then you claimed that the drug-related crime in Dublin had reduced by 86%. That's an absolute, complete, utter lie. It actually reduced by about 7%, and that's official. You know, that's official statistics. But the 86%, which was quoted by David Miscavige at the New Year's event 2014, was an utter, complete lie. Drug rehabilitation, please don't go there. Narconon kills. Main reason? No proper medical supervision. Literacy. Do you know something? Kids who've been to study tech funded schools, to elevate school systems, when they rejoin the real school system, are backward. So that doesn't work either. Criminal reform, I've seen no evidence of any of your criminal reform works. Morality, human rights. Human rights, you've jumped on the bandwagon of human rights. I went to a Scientology organised human rights march in Dublin. There were 3 people there. Not one was a Scientologist or supporting human rights. We went along to see what would happen. What happened? Nothing. So you're lying, Karen, and I really feel sorry for you, because you think you're telling the truth. You think you're informing people and sharing the truth and doing what your job is. But you are lying lies that have been told to you, and it's your job to fact check. Come on, you're not dumb. There's no way. I mean, if you weren't dumb and if you wanted to mislead people and be evil, you wouldn't be a Scientologist. Scientologists are Scientologists because they want to help people. But the guy at the top is ripping you off, and you need to know it. So lay off Mrs. Asimov, because she's doing a great job reporting your lies and the lies of your so-called religion. Hey, let's just go there for a second. You and I both know it's not really a religion, right? So, Karen, I'm enjoying my tea. You won't get that in the Sea Org. And I tell you, just do your job. Fact check. Find out what's true, and then say what's true. You won't last long in your job if you do that. That's for sure.